Hey there friends, it's Austin, and I'm here to tell you the history of the biggest video game and its downfall, Fortnite. But even though Fortnite is dying, it can still come back, and I'm going to break this video down into 3 parts. Briefly talk about how Fortnite rose to a global phenomenon, then discuss its downfall, and finally, how it can rise again. Fortnite is one of the most polarizing games ever due to its wild popularity. Also, anything that remains on top for that long is going to get hate. You can look into sports for easy comparisons. Whether it's the Patriots with Tom Brady, the Warriors with Durant, or the Spurs, most people despise them, but none of us can say that they're bad. And if everyone is being completely honest with themselves, they can't say Fortnite is a bad game at its core. Some of you might try though, pointing out the community or other factors that you don't like about it, but that isn't the game's fault. And that's part of the reason Fortnite became popular, is it was expanding upon a new rising genre of gaming, Battle Royale. And it's a free game, meaning anyone with a console or PC could play it, which is a huge advantage over other games. Then streamers and YouTubers started playing Fortnite, getting insane growth in views, leading to them playing and uploading the game more. This encouraged their viewers to install and play the game. Then the last major factor was that the game got updates every 1 or 2 weeks with new items, weapons, and POIs, live events and crossover events, keeping the game fresh. Fortnite has been slowly dying since the end of Chapter 1. Now you may be asking why Fortnite is dying in Chapter 2, and I'm going to tell you the reason I think it's happening, but I would like to hear your guys' opinion in the comments section down below. Fortnite was clearly on top of the video game world when they did the blackout for the end of Chapter 1. People were so addicted to this game that they even stared at a black hole for hours hoping that they'd be able to play or something would happen, and no games today really have that level of dedication. Then Chapter 2 happened and the downfall started. That is for a multitude of reasons. First, players like the old map better, and I think that's clear to see. The new map tried to use the awe factor of better graphics and discovering all the new locations, but that only lasted a couple weeks before everyone started missing the old map. If Epic Games just updated the graphics of the old map and changed 1 or 2 POIs, players would have enjoyed that more, but they are committed to the new map that their player base doesn't enjoy. So now that we've talked about one of the biggest issues from Chapter 1 to Chapter 2 in Fortnite, the map, we have another one that comes up. In the beginning, Epic Games was great at communication and gave constant updates. But that all changed when Chapter 2 happened. They stopped doing both of those things, and it's causing huge ripple effects on the OG players' enjoyment of the game. Epic stopped communication by no longer giving out patch notes every week, letting us know what they had added to the game, vaulted, nerfed, or buffed. People would get excited for the patch notes themselves, not even playing the game, just to read the patch notes, because it let them know what they wanted to do when they hopped on and played Fortnite, where they wanted to land if there was a new POI, what weapon they wanted to find, what item they wanted to try out, what weapon got buffed and maybe doesn't suck now, or vice versa. I believe they stopped telling the community patch notes because they stopped making meaningful changes to the game. There's a reason the game has gone stale. Lack of storylines in the seasons, lack of players alive after the first circle, lack of fun items and weapons in the game, and last but not least, lack of caring about the community's opinion. Epic Games has done a complete 180 from Chapter 1 and it's backfiring on them. You can see this from streamers and YouTubers quitting Fortnite. There's a reason, and that reason is Epic Games has changed. Fortnite was always fine until everyone started trying. Regular matches feel the same as arenas now. That's because the player base takes the game too seriously now. This is in large part due to Epic catering to bad players. They started doing this towards the end of Chapter 1 with combat shotguns, then the brute mechs, but we had no idea how bad this was going to get until Chapter 2 happened. Then they added literal bots and skill-based matchmaking into the game. This is a huge trend in multiplayer shooters now, including Warzone. My question for developers is, if you have a competitive mode in the game that takes skill into account, why are you putting it in regular public matches? This makes absolutely no sense to me. How are people supposed to have fun if they have to play against sweats every game? There is competitive for a reason. This is creators being in the participation trophy mindset, where kids on the end of the bench get the same rewards as the star player. This doesn't teach children they have to work and improve to get rewarded. It makes them complacent because they get the same joy and rewards as the people who are better and worked for it. I'm pretty sure most of us can remember when we first started playing video games and we sucked. We had to learn and improve at the games so we wouldn't get smacked in-game. Now we are being punished because developers are worried about kids' feelings. This is also why YouTubers and streamers are quitting Fortnite. YouTubers can't do challenges or meme easily now because every player in their lobbies is a sweat. Then streamers not only have to deal with people stream sniping, they have to deal with them being sweaty on top of it. Then professional Fortnite players are quitting because of the stupid things they add into the game. The no-skill weapons that are broken. The mythic weapons in particular is the dumbest thing Fortnite has ever added, especially the minigun, Tommy, and grappler. It takes so much skill to hold down right trigger with the minigun and burn through all of someone's mats. It takes so much skill to take high ground with the grappler. Just look at this clip from me while I was trying to do the impossible Travis Scott challenge. Oh my god, they have the mythic minigun. I can't handle this, dude. I fucking can't handle this. That's their first kill. That is their first kill. And they have the freaking stupid mythic minigun and the Tommy gun.
That's gold,
I was pretty fed up with Fortnite right here, but this clip just illustrated my points perfectly, that the developers have shown in Chapter 2 that they don't care about the complaints of their community, and they only care about children with no thumbs. To sum up Fortnite's slow demise, right now there isn't much content going on in the game. Epic doesn't listen or communicate with their fans. They took out all the fun items and weapons from the game, such as shockwaves and flintlocks. You can't do anything fun in Battle Royale because you get matched up with wannabe Tifus and ninjas thinking they're going to be the next big thing in competitive Fortnite. Like, it's way more difficult now to do challenges, making them take forever. Pretty much the only thing in Fortnite that people can do for fun is creative, whether it's box fights or zone wars with your friends or death runs. Which, if any of you guys enjoy death runs watching this right now, you should try out ours. I'll have a pop-up link to our trailer for the map on the top right of the screen. So, all of this leads to people on the very casual side and very competitive side to just quit and move on to other games like Valorant and Warzone. And while I think the Travis Scott live event was great and done very well, I think Epic Games is focusing on the wrong things. The live events from Chapter 1 were the cherry on top, not the main course. Instead of spending their time making the event, they should be spending their time on actually fixing their broken game. Even with all these problems that Fortnite has, it can still come back. That is because of the nostalgia factor. That's the only reason it isn't dead yet. It may be getting its best numbers ever, but that is only due to the fact that everyone is stuck at home. If Fortnite doesn't improve, it will keep on diminishing. Now let's get to how it can come back to being the game everyone remembers. The key thing Epic can work off of to immediately get people excited is to use the nostalgia I was talking about. We know the developers aren't going to abort the new map, but they can add a couple of our favorite old POIs, such as Tilted Towers and maybe Paradise Palms or Lucky Landing. Then they can add a few of the old weapons and items that aren't overpowered but fun to use, such as impulse grenades, infantry rifles, and flintlocks. This would bring the whole community back to the game with excitement. Nostalgia is a powerful thing. They should use it. The new locations would also help with the problem of 80% of the lobby being dead after the first circle. Currently, people only have a few landing spots that they like, and this would help to spread out the players. Obviously not right after they add Tilted Towers back, because that would bring the whole lobby right to that location, but you get my point. Another thing that could help keep more players alive is to get rid of mythic weapons. Approximately half the lobby will land at the Shark, Agency, and Grotto to get the most overpowered weapons ever in Fortnite and get the vault. These locations wipe out 40% of the lobby immediately by themselves. However, I highly doubt they get rid of mythic weapons before Season 3. Another thing we need is for the communication to come back. At bare minimum, they have to share the patch notes with us, letting us know what is going on in the game without having to guess or figure it out for ourselves. Then we need Epic Games to start bringing back community favorite limited time modes, such as Zone Wars, One Shot, Solid Gold, and Catch, just to name a few. LTMs bring a different unique gameplay to give players a break from the normal Battle Royale experience. I don't know why they stopped having LTMs every couple weeks. Some of the best times we've had in Fortnite is because of LTMs. Bring them back. Now for my number one way to help bring Fortnite back to its glory is to remove skill-based matchmaking so people can enjoy the game again. This way players who are above average don't have to deal with sweats every match. This is a way people can just mess around and have fun with the game again, because that's when Fortnite is at its best, as a casual game in public matches. This way content creators can make challenge videos, they can make a meme video without having to deal with players who take the game too seriously. People can do random duos or squads and get matched with interesting people rather than just wannabe boogas and tifus. If people want a competitive game, they can play arenas. Bring the fun back to Fortnite. Hopefully Epic implements some of these fixes. I think with all that's happening, the developers will start to take all the negativity seriously. But all we can do is hope they listen to us and make the necessary adjustments. All we want is for Fortnite to be fun again, and I think they can understand that and they'll improve their game. Now, I always enjoy hearing your guys' opinions on whether you agree with my ideas or if you have more of your own ways to fix the game. So please leave comments down below. If you guys have watched this entire video, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'm putting a couple video links up that I think you guys will really enjoy. I'll see you next time. Peace.